Yeah. Coming through, signals clear. Aw, yeah. It's Geocache Talk. Woo!
It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness.
Big thanks to Joshua, geocaching vlogger, and the inspiration was from travel books too, by the way. For our new opening and our featured patrons, The Fours Awakens, Huey 250, Kenny Mason Maddie, Four Lunsfords, RX Wranglers, Railroad, Mustard Devil, Adi Olson, Team Monroe's, Jokerus, and our new patrons, OLB 1992, CP 590, Swifty Golden, The Pizza Ninja, Geocache, DMN Rec, Widget Brittle, and Action Trinity. If you'd like to become a patron, click on the Become a Patron heart on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or head on over to patreon.com/Geocache Talk for more details. Patrons get the now famous blackout coin. What do you got? Mingo.
Got it.
There you go.
2 weeks in a row I've had it.
Yes. Other geocaching items during the year, as well as bonus content. Book club. When's the next book club? 15th, right? 14th.
Yeah, it's right after the Texas Challenge. So the 15th, I believe that's that Monday.
Yeah, 15th. So plenty of time. If you join tonight, you'll be in plenty of time for book club on the 15th. Invites to special events. There is a special event for patrons at Texas Challenge. And it's at a crazy location, but patrons know about it. So, it's exclusive. Sorry, I can't talk about it. Only for patrons. Support levels start at as little as Bison Tube level. That's just $3 a month. I don't know. Somebody figure out the pennies on that per day. Let's jump into show 236 as we welcome to the show Ryan Semmel. Welcome
Hello.
back.
Thank you. It's been a while.
Back. Good to see you.
Great to see y'all.
Ryan will also be appearing at Texas Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to all that. It's in 2 weeks. We will be doing a special geocache talk during that week. Instead of on a Sunday, that show is going to be on a Saturday and should include everybody, the entire network. That show on Saturday will be hosted by Challenge Talk. Both Jeff and Emily will be in studio, and the rest of us will be out at the block party in Cisco, Texas, enjoying some fair food trucks. And so that'll be fun, and we'll all be goofing around, having a great time. And
No, there's no goofing around. That's been canceled for this year.
Everything's serious.
Yeah, everything is serious and sad and somber. There's no fun to be had.
Well, there will be.
I'm cancel my flight.
Yeah. Hey, I'm driving like 15 hours for the boredom. What are you talking about?
Grab me a funnel cake. There you go, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah. So, what did you miss? I don't know, Chad. I don't think you missed anything yet. Just a little.
Well, we let all the secrets out, but you missed it.
That's right. yeah, I guess I don't know. I can't use my new what do you call this little snippet? Can I?
Not yet. You haven't done anything.
I guess I haven't done anything. I can't do it. Can I share it if I share it, does it mean that I shared it and that means that I can share it?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. All
I
right.
don't think we're there yet.
Okay. Should I tell you what my next book title is? No, okay. Well,
I wouldn't yet. I'd keep it all a secret.
All right. Well, we can do this though. Some geocaching news.
Mm-hmm.
Couple things came out this week. One is that way too many people are watching the travel bug for the Mars rover. It was I got to look now. It's over 14,000 people are about to get an email. Oh, no, not one email. They'll get 14,000 emails.
That's awesome. I want to go sign somebody up for a geocaching account using their email just so they can get like 14,000 emails.
Because while you're watching that, I understand the excitement of a trackable, but 14,647 as of right now.
I say watch it. We don't often have that much fun stuff happening. That exciting with that many people doing it. And we sure have been starved for it over the last 9 months. So I say watch it twice.
But you're gonna kill HQ server.
I know.
They're using NASA's server for this one anyway. Don't worry about it.
There was a public service announcement on the North Dakota geocaching site, which was very nice of them to do. They're like, hey, don't watch the trackable because you're gonna really tax the server. That was I think that was at 5,000 when they said that. It's at 14 now. So
that is funny.
Yeah. But, what's funny too is that apparently, and we don't use the geocaching app, we use Cachly, or if you're an Android user, you use something else. But if you use the geocaching app, apparently there's like a glitch in it or something where if you try to like discover that trackable, it acts like you did.
Yep.
And so everybody's like, oh, I discovered that already. And everybody's like, no, you didn't. It's locked. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it being, done. And it's like, oh my gosh, like people were freaking out. It's like, okay, everybody just settle down, simmer down now, simmer down. So, anyway.
I'm pretty sure HQ could disable that watch feature for like 5 minutes while it goes live if they wanted to. I'm not a computer expert, but I'm pretty sure that they control the system enough to do that.
Right.
Or if they want to be funny and they said, we warned you, they should send out like 10 emails.
Right.
Like 10 notifications at one time times 14,000.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's insane. I don't know, Jesse, if you noticed or Ryan, but on Cache Pages now, you've got the additional souvenirs. That's kind of cool. So
the Wonders of the World?
Yeah, they added some more Wonders of the World. They added 2 more tracks, if you want to call them tracks. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to doing those in 2 weeks. So
what I like about that is you have to get the previous ones to do it. So it's kind of like leveling up.
I
don't think that because that's probably a term that for another game or whatever, but it's kind of like leveling up. And to me, that's one of those things that they've always struggled with, right? When they're doing with these souvenir promotions, how to make it a little more challenging for some people without totally excluding new people. And that's the way to do it. You have to do a series of things in a row, even though, they can be anything anywhere, right? But I guess you could get that on much harder caches if you chose to because they're on so many caches. So
yeah.
And there is no expiration date, too. That's the other interesting thing.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
I think they're going to keep it going. I like it. I hope they do.
Also want to mention tonight is really tonight's the last night for the discount. So I'm bringing up, how about if people place an order for plastic nano containers, custom buttons, or any other non-trackable buttons sets during the month of February, they get a 30% discount when they're when they invoice out. That's ibgeocaching.com.
And do they have to put in a code for that?
The code is CacheCon. There you go.
CacheCon? What is that? That's over. What are you talking about?
What is that? Why are we still talking about that? That was an event, wasn't it? Come on now.
That cool was. There's a lot of traveling to get to that event.
I traveled a lot during that event.
Did I spell it right? Yeah, I think I got it right.
Well, definitely for the planning of it anyway.
30% off.
That's pretty good. Might as well stock it up.
Absolutely, man. Pete's on top of it. Go patron ibgeocaching.com, and that'll be fantastic. Okay, other item, and then we'll get right into Mingo Madness Mega mentions or other M words. Easter Mission Project. So this is pretty cool. So if everybody remembers at Christmas time, we had on Tim Merlin 1392 and Claire, and we talked about how they did. They've been doing it for a few years now. The Christmas project, they renamed it the Happy Holidays Mission Project. It was a huge success this year. They had over 160 missions from 12 countries, which is incredible. So what we mean by mission is you take an unactivated trackable and you will send it in, and in turn you'll get an unactivated trackable or trackable back. A coin, right? It has to be a coin, right, Ryan?
Yes. It can't be a mini coin or a tag. It has to be an actual size coin.
So no trackable tattoos? You can't send those?
Kind of.
You could, but that's a little bit weird. But it has to be a full-size coin, like that. Full-size coin?
Yes.
Like a Polka coin? Or like the Mingo coin? Oh. Maybe the Mingo coin?
Or like that.
Oh, that. Ooh, the plaque. Ooh, looking forward to that one. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's the barbed wire. If anybody's been to Mingo, they'll know that the barbed wire. Yeah, they like that one. We'll show that in a minute. Okay, keep that. All right. So they're doing it again. They're doing it for Easter, and that's exciting that they're doing it again. Big thanks they wanted to give to us and to everyone who helped promote the holiday mission. The information will be in the show notes, but there is a link to it's actually the information's in a forum page that you can go out to. It's Happy Easter Mission. I'll bring it up real fast so you can kind of see it, just because it's kind of fun to see the picture.
Yes, Memphis. People still use the forums.
Forums? We have forums in geocaching?
Forums. Look, isn't that cute? Doggy with the bunny ears. I love it. Yeah, it's a forum page. Isn't that crazy? People still use the forum pages. But anyway, the information is out there that will tell you how to where you send your information, how do you all the details are right here. So you'll need to make sure you get in there, follow the information, get your information sent. I think Ryan, I think you said you did one this time. Did you do one for Christmas too, or?
I did 2 missions again.
Okay.
So I usually do 2 missions for each one of them.
Okay.
I did
cool.
I did Christmas and Christmas for the last couple of years. So. Yeah,
that's really cool. It's neat. You get back a coin. Could be from anywhere. I mean, anywhere really in the world.
And the other thing is, a lot of people who've done it for years, they send goodies from their area.
Yeah.
So you get it from overseas. You can get some good chocolates and other candies.
Yeah. Nice.
All kind of neat little trinkets. Because they actually had those mega things or giga things before we did.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember those
aren't real.
Where I got my second giga coin was from one of those.
I still don't believe gigas are real. Y'all are making that up. I've never seen one, so it can't be real.
Can't be real. Yeah. All right, let's get right into it. That is all the news for tonight. Let's jump right in and talk about Mingo Madness. And just a FYI, I'm watching the chat room very carefully tonight because you get out of line, it's a little different. When you get out of line on Facebook or whatever, then that's what people do, and that's kind of what's standard social media. Get out of line on our show, and I'll boot you out. So anyway, with all that,
in other words, we're not getting political tonight.
No politics.
Yeah.
We're following. We are following what we've been told from experts. You are not an expert. I am not an expert on situations that we're going to possibly discuss. And none are all those other knuckleheads that are in the podcast jail. I love it.
So, yeah, podcast jail. That's right. We are going to talk about geocaching, not the pandemic. That's basically what we're saying.
Yes.
If you come here for your news of real life events, something's wrong with you. This is a show about geocaching.
Yes.
This is not a news show. So
we will, off the top, take care of that whole topic. Ryan's got the information from the health department, the Thomas County Health Department. So we're going to give you what we have, and then we will get on to other parts of discussion. But Ryan, you got an email pretty recently from the health department there. Is that correct?
Yeah, I get regular emails from different people out there. And the latest one, we brought in one of the top people from the health department, and she did send a message in. And more or less what she said was that currently they don't have restrictions. They do recommend masks and a couple other things. Mostly what most people have been doing for the socially distance and everything like that. Different areas are different. Their latest count, I think they have 15 counts as of last Wednesday. So they've had over 1,000 in their county. So they have gotten hit with the COVID, but they're also looking at how to get back to regular life. They're looking forward to us. There were people out there who wanted us there last May, and they wanted us there last September. But again, we're going with the experts that will keep us out of trouble. So that's the way I look at everything. Every decision we make is regardless from somebody that I guess is higher in the food chain than I would be. So that's how I've been playing it.
Yeah. So HQ has given the green light.
Have not heard anything new from HQ. The event's still published, still ready to go. I know other events have had to sign different contracts. I'm going to reach out to HQ, see if that is still a go on different contracts and stuff like that. They just changed some wording in their contracts. So we're still full force forward. So, HQ is not, has given us the green light. Thomas County has given us the green light. Now we have made some changes I think are really good. So one thing is we moved the main event outside, and really everything's outside now. Most of it's outside. We're still looking at, again, May's a long ways away. It's 2 months away.
It is.
I remember last year, this time I was getting ready to fly to Texas. I flew to Texas on a Friday, and Sunday the whole world was different. That was 3 days. So 2 months is an eternity. Because if you remember, I was out in Challenge last year. It was completely different in 3 days. I know the county I live in, the state of Kansas has passed most of their stuff down to the counties. So the counties are the ones making the decisions on their county. The state did give guidance, and each county has decided if they want to or don't want to follow that guidance. I'm not going to get into the politics. So I don't want to get kicked off the show. but they
Podcast jail.
I can
Podcast
leave
jail.
right now if you
Podcast
need me
jail.
to.
but I know the county I'm in, the only restriction we'll have as of 3.5 hours from now is we'll have to wear masks in public. They've even pulled out the social distancing. So,
Right. So they
The short version of all that is you're working with HQ, you're working with the health department, you're following all the rules, but life is still going to go on. And
correct.
And we're going to talk about all the details of everything. But as far as anybody wondering that stuff, it's not like you just decided to do this and didn't tell anybody. This is a very public event with tons of people. And this is not something Gary spilled the beans on. This is a very public event. So obviously you're going with all the guidelines, and we get to move past that and actually talk about the fun stuff.
Right. So
everybody has their own opinions, but guess what?
Oh,
Keep
boy.
those.
I have my own opinions, but I don't use those in any of these decisions because
I can't, because we're a family-friendly show. I can't give my opinion. So we're going to keep our family-friendly rating. We're going to talk about fun stuff.
Hey, D, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we're using as guidance. Hey, however Texas Challenge goes. So you never know. Texas Challenge be awesome, and HQ will tell me I better do my event, or else they're gonna have a riot on their hands.
Yeah, they're fired.
But I know the Texas Challenge crew down there. I give them all the credit in the world, because I know the emails I get on a daily basis, and that's why I thank you for keeping this podcast expert free.
There you go.
A lot of people think they are experts, because I know I'm not.
Well, I know, and I think since we were down so long, I think Dee should host a mega once a month until she gets caught up.
Absolutely.
In the chat room, we're going to all vote on it, Dee. We just voted on it, and you're doing 12 megas next year.
Well, Texas is doing 2 megas in a row. I think they're the first organization to do 2 in a row.
I know.
Back-to-back megas. It was Texas and Texas. So
it almost seems like real life is coming back. It almost seems like that. Isn't that crazy? Did we ever think it was going to get here?
No.
What's real life?
Yeah, I know. Forgotten. We didn't realize how spoiled we were. We're about to find out again.
Julia's on board with you. Dee says that's how we roll. So there you go. And Jeff says everything's bigger in Texas. He's been here. He knows. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just change it from a mega event to a Texas Challenge advertisement event? Let's get back to mega or Mingo.
We're all excited. But, we probably should talk about Mingo.
Let's talk about Mingo.
Oh, you mean that?
Oh, yes. There's a gold coin.
I like it.
You know what's funny about that coin too? I love.
Well, that one's actually the patch, or that's actually the patch.
That's the patch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the patch. But show that again, because I think people don't realize that if they've never been there, that's such an iconic look to it. Because based on where it's at, it's
So when I first got involved with Mingo, I've been involved with it for quite a while. Being in Texas, or being in Kansas, I'm in Texas now. Being in Kansas, you almost have to love the cache Mingo, because everybody knows where it is. Mm-hmm. Mingo has changed over time. The containers has changed. It was originally a parachute container. Then it changed to smaller with a bolt on it and stuff like that. Now it's been a PVC. It's been a PVC container for before Denver's Geo-Woodstock. I know for sure it's been about the same style. It has been misplaced a few times and then replaced. So it's been pretty much the same since. So
in the ground. It's in the ground.
It's in the ground. It was originally placed in the ground, and yes, Cash-A-Line did sleep with Mingo. But the cache has changed over the years. But that fence post has been there, and it will be there hopefully forever.
Yeah, which is interesting. Not too far away from there has been placed a plaque honoring the oldest active geocache in the world, and there's the coin for it.
Oh, that is a good looking coin. Look at that.
That is awesome. So Jesse worked hard on getting the plaque made. I know.
And this doesn't have your code on it. So
okay, cool. Yeah, the plaque is was interesting getting it. We weren't sure if we were. It was very touch and go, very touch and go whether we were going to get that thing in the ground, and we ended up getting it in the ground. I think was it the day that that's on the plaque, May 2nd of last year, right?
So it says that this was placed on. It should be in there somewhere.
Here's
But
a bigger
it was
version
placed
of it.
on that date. You have the bigger version of it?
Yeah, I got from the cat, which the virtual that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool that there's a virtual there too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there was a lot that went into, unless somebody's used to it. Getting plaques made is not like going down to Walmart. There was a lot of stuff to get that one done.
Yeah.
We had to go back and forth for quite a while, but so
and directions and all kind of fun stuff.
Hmm?
Yeah, there's to log the virtual, you'll need to be there. You can't armchair it because you have to do some information there. So don't think that you're going to get away with an armchair of it.
Which also wasn't done at Walmart, I promise you.
No, it's very. I would say, and obviously we're kind of partial to the plaque being there too, but the plaque is nice. The stand that's holding the plaque, which that'll make a lot more sense when you go there and visit it, right? It's really well done, which people are like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It will when you get there.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing. Obviously it was planted last year and the world ended. But guess what? The world survived, and now people are going to get to visit Mingo and do everything else. And
hopefully the frozen margaritas stick around post-pandemic.
That's what I'm saying, especially to go. Like to go daiquiris and margaritas, that's the best invention of the pandemic. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when we were there, we one night we had Mexican food and we had margaritas to go in Thomas County,
in Kansas, which is rare.
In Colby.
Martin Turtles is getting ahead of us.
We're not there yet.
They're already thinking ahead. We'll get there.
Eric he's asked about the coins to be available at the event.
So we can talk about that now.
Since we're in the middle of swag, let's finish the swag talk and then we'll talk about some other things.
So we did have the store open canceling the first event. I did come out and I have 95% of the swag sitting in my house. I was able to postpone one order, which was the t-shirts. So I don't have the t-shirt sitting in my house, but pretty much everything else is sitting at my house. So don't come rob me. And the good thing is the only coin that is going to be traveling armadillos. The only coin that's going to be memorialized of not being given out in the right year will be the actual event coin.
That is really a cool coin. That's a cool looking coin.
Yeah.
I love
all the glitter with it.
Yeah, and the Mingo Madness. Yeah, I love that. The look of that.
And then the heart is right there on Thomas County. And then the back is, again, going to talk more about the blue switch. The blue switch on the original date. So the store did close, so we could order it.
I don't remember what I ordered anymore. I know that's okay though. You get what you ordered. Somebody who does remember.
I was talking because this came up actually on Friday. I got an email. He's not. I bet it was not the only one that said that. Somebody else sent me a message on Friday. Hey, I know I ordered something, but I can't find my order number. When we postponed the event the first time, we pushed out an email to everybody. We are probably going to send another email blast out to everybody. And I believe it will have their order number on it. I will talk to the IT people to find out,
Okay.
just to make sure. Because hey, it's been a long time ago. I understand that. So we did do the option to let people get a refund at that time. And I was actually really surprised at the lower number than other mega events has had, because I did research with other mega events that did refunds, and they were talking about how big of a refund group they had. Ours was less than a quarter
Yeah, pretty small.
of the people, where a lot of the other ones were 50 or more. So I do love the fact that it shows you that people of the people who are coming to Mingo Madness, love the Mingo history of it and everything like that as much as we do. And that's why we are trying to put this event on. And we've had extra time and we've done extra things. I've gotten extra toys to make holders and stickers and all kind of crazy stuff. We'll talk about it.
Talk about that in a minute. Yep.
But we are going to be opening the store back up for a limited time.
Oh, cool.
You can spill the beans on that one. So we are going to open it up for a little
back
bit.
Open tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We're going to do it March 1st. For those who are involved in events and taxes, you'll know that one day will make a big difference when it comes to sales tax and stuff like that, sending information in. So we are opening it back up March 1st with limited numbers. It'll probably be tomorrow evening, because most of us have full-time day jobs, so we're going to do it tomorrow night.
Okay.
Should be about 7 o'clock our time, Central Time, tomorrow night. So I know Houston, Texas, Dave asked, when is Mingo this year? It's May 8th.
May 8th, yep.
So, but yes, now the Mingo Amigos package will not reopen.
Right.
For all those amigos.
Limited, yep.
All those amigos that helped us out. We are not reopening that one because there were some items that were ordered that were very difficult to receive. They like to go to South Africa and other places in shipment.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's been a.
Just why not, right? I mean,
That's
everything else has been normal. Why not?
That's been.
But I will give breaking news on that. So the big item in that. Should I break it, Gary?
Sure.
Should I tell people what that item was? So it is a bobblehead. It's a signal bobblehead at Mingo.
Yes.
So I had to order enough to cover the Mingo Amigos. We also ordered some extra.
Right. Oh, so first come, first serve kind of deal.
We're going to do a first come, first serve. What we're still debating on how we're going to do it. Probably not going to do all of them in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Do a limited number certain days. We will put more information out about that because I have been offered some money for them.
I bet. Those are pretty cool.
More than the $30 we're looking at selling them for. Just so you know. But yes, we are going to have. I think it's about 25 or 30 extra.
Ooh.
So
those will be gone in no time.
They will be gone in no time. I am not going to hold them for anybody. I've already been asked to hold them. Yes, Traveling Armadillos is a Mingo Amigo. Yep. I actually saw a couple Amigos in the chat room. I was just looking at the list earlier today. So,
one wants to know if he can. Did the trackable get to log South Africa when it came through there? Or?
They come with a couple extra 1,000 miles on them.
It'd be like it's like the Bugs Bunny thing when Bugs Bunny
slightly used trackables.
Bugs Bunny threw the baseball all the way around the world. When it came back, it had all the stickers on it from all the different countries. So that's what you're going to get. You get all these stickers from all these various countries that weren't supposed to be involved in the swag, but end up being part of it. So crazy.
So, but with the store, pretty much where we were was talking about the store. I know the smallest package is a T-shirt and the actual event coin, which I did show already once.
Yeah, I love the event coin. I love
the event coin.
Yeah, I love it because I love the logo. So cool, the Mingo Madness And yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's got the Mingo for the eye. The Mingo, the actual cache container for the eye. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So funny you mentioned that. Let me put these back together. And then in the large package is going to go back for sale.
Right. That's the pat tags and the
pat tags with. I pulled all these out and separated. The pat tags, just your regular ones with some of the
they're pretty
historical,
cool,
the historical locations out in western Kansas.
Yeah.
So if you go a little bit further west and go out towards Mount Sunflower, you got the Van Gogh picture, the big picture out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, and we're talking about big. We're talking about skyscraper size.
No, it's huge.
It's enormous.
Every time I see it, I'm not from Kansas. I've lived in Kansas for about 20 years. I'm always surprised about how that thing has not fallen down from the wind.
It's several stories tall. I mean,
it's probably the tallest thing in Oakley. I think I saw a couple of my western Kansas people here, or people who've been out that way.
Some of the grain silos, but it's as tall as a grain silo. So it's really cool.
Another pat tag.
Yep. Nice
earth cache from Monument Rocks.
Yeah, that's the earth cache I mentioned in the show notes. You guys remember going out there?
I love that cache, and that was actually goes back to my Moga. I actually had that on my Moga coin too. So
that's a cool earth cache.
Yeah.
So and then,
I like going out to that one. That was a lot of fun.
Then you have the barn.
Going out to it's a crazy place. That's awesome. Oh yeah, the barn. Largest
the Trooper barn, which is the largest.
Yeah, largest barn.
So, and then of course, I just dropped it. I'm not going to search for it, but there is also a Mingo pat tag.
That's okay. Yeah, it should be on your list. Good way to go, Eric. Yeah, it's not far. So that's I hit the wrong one. Sorry, people are talking. I cashed on the list. Cow tipping event. I don't know, Tom. We could have one if you want to get out there in the middle of the night. We can do that, buddy.
Speaking of special events, I am still planning on having an event Saturday night that involves the other two people in the chat or in the show tonight. But I have not forgotten about the infamous donut eating contest.
Donut eating contest.
I was kind of hoping you forgot about that.
I'm looking for other people to eat, so
I'm going to tag my teenage daughter. She's better than me. She can do it for me.
Oh, I love those. What is that now?
Those are the GC minis.
Okay, those are the minis. I love it. The Mingo. It's got the whole thing there.
So it's actually a picture of one of the more recent pictures of Mingo. And for those who don't know what GC minis are, if you notice, for those who are watching, I'm showing a picture of it. And on the back of each one, except for that last one there, I had to black out because each one is trackable.
Oh, okay, cool.
So in the large package, you get like 11 trackables. The price is going up to $100 for the large package. All the prices did go up. I know the IT person didn't update them. I know the large is up to 100. I think the small is 45 now. He has all the prices written down, but he hasn't updated the site.
Some options. Yes, there is a patron event at Mingo. Still on the books for
sure.
We'll have to look at the location for
it. Yeah, we may have to move it. We'll have to wait and see.
So, like I said earlier, we're gonna go everything. We're gonna limit everything to what we're allowed to do. If I have to move a location, we'll move a location. I know there's been talks about having to move certain things, so we'll see. Time will only tell.
Yeah, so let's go through the events real quick. One of the things,
point, because imagine it's been a while since Mingo was originally going to happen, and we know we've added 5 million geocachers to the fold since then. Exactly. So there may be people we're assuming that everybody knows a lot of this stuff. People may not even. There's a lot of people that have come into the game and that may be listening. So we should kind of go through, all.
Some people may not even know what Mingo really is.
That's what I was going to say. Why don't you go ahead and tell us why you're having this event? Because there's several people that don't know.
Because I like to party.
Because Mingo rhymes with a bunch of stuff, right?
That's true, but on top of that,
so Mingo is the oldest active geocache in the world.
yes, in the entire world. Colby, well, Mingo, Kansas. Technically, it is a town.
It's Mingo, Kansas.
So for those that weren't around when we started talking about the event, we were looking at doing it in Mingo, but every hotel was booked, and they're still booked.
There are
for those that don't know,
all 3 hotel rooms are booked. So.
And they're all in the back of a farmer's house. No,
there are.
Mingo has no hotels, no accommodations.
Mingo, Kansas. There's some nice people though. There's
great people.
Oh yeah.
There's a nice little church. We met with the people there. They're wonderful. They have been so supportive. They even have a cache out front that has a lot of favorite points. So you gotta go down to Mingo Bible Church and get you that cache when you're at Mingo, because that thing's got a ton of. It's a cool little cache. It's really.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of them for putting that out there. So it's awesome.
Well, Mingo's not the only good cache in the area. There's tons of them.
Oh, there's tons. We'll get to that. But go ahead. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going, Ryan.
So Mingo, the geocache Mingo is GC30. Yes. And for those who are newer in the game may think there was a 30th cache at place because of its number. When geocaching.com started, what they did was they started in Washington numbering, and then the surrounding states around Washington numbering the 75 that were originally out there when they started. Yep. And then they went by all the states in alphabetical order. So there are geocaches with a lower GC code, but GC30 is the oldest active, placed on May 11th of 2000 out in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. A lot of people diss it because it's probably, and people in the chat room can tell me, I think it's probably the easiest geocache ever to find.
Yeah, there is a permanent...
You can see it on... I think it's, and somebody else correct me, I think it's the only geocache you can see on Google Maps.
Well, yeah, there's probably some others. But...
No, it actually has a pin on Google Maps.
Yeah, it does. Actually,
no, that's true.
It says world's oldest geocache on Google Maps.
There's a pin for it. But, well, now nearby there's a giant plaque, so it's kind of there's no way for it to
might give it away a little bit too.
Yep. So it's the oldest active geocache in the world, and we wanted to celebrate its 20th birthday. Well, COVID happened, so now we're going to drink beer. There you go.
Yes. So it's been around, and again, we won't talk anymore about the plaque, but definitely you can't miss it. Well, I guess you could theoretically you could miss the plaque.
Actually, you have a GSM ×2 in the chat room. I know I've heard his story about Mingo. I'll let him talk about it sometime. But yes, you can miss Mingo.
But instead of celebrating Mingo turning 20, now we get to celebrate Mingo being old enough to drink. So
there you go.
It'll be 21, so it's legal drinking age now.
So
and I will be drinking that weekend, Saturday night. There's other things in the possible process. I just have to look at regulations and stuff like that. But yes, Mingo will be getting drunk at Mingo Madness.
You can see the plaque from the highway. It's a little bit of an odd angle, but you can see where the cache would be because it's in the ground. But Owen's right; you can kind of see it from the highway. It is right off the interstate.
It won't let me put in, but you gotta pull up GSM ×2. He's crying about his reminder.
He's crying about
so
DNF. I guess it has a few DNFs on it. But...
Oh no, he did not DNF it. He just didn't stop.
I just kept on traveling. Yep, I heard. Well,
there's time to go back. We've all missed caches.
I believe Scott is supposed to be coming to Mingo Madness unless his plans has changed for this year. So he will find it and we can all clap for him. Sorry, we're getting off track again. So that's why we're doing the event. There are going to be a couple other events.
Well, let me back up a minute first, though. So the Mingo Madness event itself is GC88V6V, as in virtual, even though it's not a virtual event. GC8 Victor 6 Victor, if you want to go that route. That's the GC for the Mingo Madness event. Now, originally it was going to be in the community building, which is kind of like, well, it's their community building. They use it for basketball and a lot of other things. We have since that moved to the fairgrounds, which the fairgrounds is really for a county. They're pretty good looking fairgrounds. So I'm really looking forward to the fact that we can mingle around a pretty cool county fairgrounds when we're out there.
Yes, and unfortunately, I still haven't been able to talk him into the amusement rides.
Opening the amusement ride, yeah, there are amusement rides out there, but we haven't been able to talk them into it. Maybe if we had an outpouring of hundreds of thousands of people sending them a note saying, we want
let's not. They get tired of hearing from me already.
But there's so many things that'll be going on during that. The vendors, we
are still looking at doing some classes. Not being in the community building, we'll have to alter the locations of how we're giving the classes. And knowing that we are also still in a pandemic era, we are going to have other reasons to get around town.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the geo-art and stuff like that. It's not going to be as big of a meet and greet as I love, because I like meeting people. We will still have the Travel Bugs there doing his concert Saturday night, as seen on Worldwide Cache Con. But he will be out there.
You're jumping ahead.
I know.
That's okay.
I can't.
So, as part of that, there is another event, GC8 HMW8, hike, multi, or Mingo, if you want to use that. Water.
Can I petition to change M to Mingo instead of multi?
Yeah. Well, we might have to do that.
We'll take a vote from Colby.
That starts at 6 p.m. Oh, by the way, the first event, it starts at 8 a.m., goes to noon. So it's not an all-day event. It's meant on purpose to just be 4 hours, and then we want you to go geocaching from noon to 6, and then at 6 o'clock, you can come back to the fairgrounds for the community celebration. Some people haven't logged that event yet. You don't have that.
Nope, I have not.
Icon. So there's an icon for some folks. There is a lot of icons that you can do for some people call it a big day. I always just call it however many icons you can get in a day. There are 17 that
there
day. Are a lot. 17?
Yeah, 17, maybe 18. Who knows?
Maybe 18.
Yeah.
I think you can get up to. I think you can get 19 if you go down to if you go through Kansas, stop at the webcam.
If you do that in the middle of the night, you could possibly do it.
I was going to swing by Brazil real quick. Just grab Brazil and come up.
Now that would be cool if you could pull off that right there. So the celebration event 6 to 9. Yeah, Travel Bugs will be playing, which is awesome. So that's really cool. Signal coming.
So I'm gonna get a final answer from HQ. Last I heard, they're not seeing. Signal is his passport has not been. He doesn't have his COVID shot. Right. So Signal is not leaving Seattle, but they are sending out his banner.
So there's another icon
there. Cool. So like Eric said, you can log the location lists.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
And for those going to Texas, you could do Signal there, but you also have GC8 Neat that you could also do, which is the locationless. So there's a couple options for locationless.
I've heard some discussions about having a CETO. I don't know if it's this isn't.
Last I heard, that hasn't been rescheduled. So
so it isn't confirmed, but there's a possibility that out at Mount Sunflower, which Ryan and Jesse can explain what that is. It's the highest point in Kansas. So bring your crampons and your climbing gear.
Yeah, you gotta have your poles and everything for that.
Yeah. But they're gonna have a CETO possibly out there, and there are. What is it out there, guys? There's like 4 icons out there. Jesse's got 3 of them, right? Or 2 of them?
I only own 1 down there.
You got the Where I Go?
There is a Where I Go there. There's a multi. There's I believe, a virtual Earth Cache maybe as well. There's a lot of things there.
Sherpas, I like that one too. Trying to climb that.
Yeah, you better get training. If you're not training already, you better get training. She's from Colorado. She may be able to handle it.
You're gonna need your mask. And I'm not talking about oxygen mask, just a COVID mask.
Yeah.
Sherpas. I love the Sherpa comment. Yeah, you'll need a Sherpa. But that's awesome. So
yeah. If you don't know what that is because you're newer to the game or you're just a normal person and you don't know what that is, look up Mount Sunflower. You will enjoy it. That's a quirky little thing in Kansas. We won't even ruin it. We won't even ruin it and tell you what it is.
Mount Sunflower.
Yeah, you probably didn't even know Kansas had mountains before this. This is what geocaching teaches you.
There are so many cool things around Colby. I was shocked when we went there a couple times last year. Get the few. Yes, exactly, Scott. You do. You need to acclimate. Get your yeah. So
that's secretly where the athletes in Kansas go to train.
The bobsled team.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen Audie in the chat room, but Audie has a lot of caches in the area, a lot of gadgets. We always talk about Gilby. Think of this as sort of the Gilby of the Midwest. Colby, yeah, official cheese. Yeah, is Colby. But there are
that's a good one.
Well, you have a couple of Kansans there talking about Mount Sunflower. Yeah, Owen talking about how windy it is, and Cacher Nick, who's been out there with some wildlife, which there is a lot of wildlife out there at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there are a lot of gadget caches in the area. There are some very unique, things about Colby. I mean, there's palm trees. There are.
That's right. Who knew there was palm trees and mountains in Kansas?
Palm trees and mountains. When I think of Kansas, I think of palm trees and mountains. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, it's an oasis. Easily an oasis.
It's called the Oasis of Kansas.
Oasis on the Plains.
Oasis of the Plains, yeah.
And Sherry did have a good point about bringing batteries.
Oh, yeah.
He does have a lot of 9-volt battery caches out there. She already has the palm trees on her picture.
Yeah, she does. She's got palm trees out. See, she understands.
Well, and Mingo's not the only old cache in Kansas either. If you're an old cacher, not an old cacher, an old cache finder, that still doesn't sound right. If you like finding old caches, yeah.
So yes, the actual owner of Mingo, Kansas Stasher, he actually placed 3 of them in the year 2000.
He did.
He only has 2 of them active. So yeah, Mingo, and then if you go, how long of a drive was it for you? About 2 hours.
Not too bad. We made a round trip that day back. We left Mingo or left Colby, went up to Arickaree. Actually got into Nebraska. Grabbed a Nebraska cache, although most of us had Nebraska cache. Still, it's fun to cross the border, and the border crossing up by Arickaree is like nothing. It's got this tiny little sign that says, Nebraska state line or whatever.
There's a cache there. So
there's a cache right there. And then we made a round trip, came back around, came through
Nebraska, I hope.
Well, yeah, but we came back around. There's Audie. He's here.
Ah, there you go. We've been talking about you
has-
all night, Adi.
Yeah, you have to straighten us out, but I think we said there are something like 75 to 80 gadget caches you put out there, something like that. Anyway.
There's a
Or
bunch.
he's going to be putting out. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So, speaking of putting out caches, so you two guys are involved in a lot about those. Talk a little bit about your geo-art a little bit. I'm sure it's true.
Look at that.
I love that. Look at those.
Mingo Madness geo-art.
Thank you, Logwork. Logwork, one of our
Yeah.
sponsors.
I believe it's the first sponsored geo-art.
Oh, wow. There you go.
If not, we're going to say it is anyway.
I'm going to say it is.
That's right.
So Logwork, for those that haven't ever found a Logwork cache, they're the creators of the fantastic.
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 Also a sponsor of the show.
That's right. They are. It's Right in the Rain paper, also a sponsor of the show.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
but those are quality containers, quality logs, and even a pretty cool little attachment there.
Yeah, he's got a little attachment.
Show that attachment.
So each one of them is going to be, just in case you didn't know, it's a geocache.
Yeah.
So each one of them will be attached, and you'll be able to. I'm trying to make it quick and easy for all those people who want to go find a whole bunch of caches, because our geo-art is going to have about 150-ish geocaches.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were saying 5,000. You were going to do
5,000.
5,000.
Okay.
5,000.
And for the audio listeners, just the ones that aren't listening or watching the video, what Ryan showed is a preformed container with a Right in the Rain paper log by Logwork. That's the fan fold-out style, and then a 3D printed attachment. I guess you would call it like a hanger. So very solidly.
Which guy gives some credit to DJ W House.
Oh yeah,
he edited it
He's
for
in the
me.
chat room.
So I asked him how to do it, and he sent me a message about 30 minutes later with the code to actually be able to print them.
Nice. That's awesome.
And before anybody asks, they will all be done with permission. We're not just going around stabbing stuff and screwing stuff into poles and stuff. We have permission for everything that's going to be out there.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to head that off before it happened. So
take care of the social media trolls.
Yeah, that's right.
Complaining about
political stuff. They're not going to be here. You're going to kick them out.
all 5,000 of them have permission.
They all have permission. Well, now it's going to be 5. It's going to be 5,000.
Okay, maybe not 5,000. Maybe a little less than that, but
a little less than that. So a lot of that now. Adventure Labs.
We're still gonna have Adventure Labs. We're gonna get at least the one, probably a couple more. And of course, you have people who like putting Adventure Labs out. So there'll probably be a couple other ones out in the area as well that aren't going to be affiliated with the actual Mingo Madness.
Okay.
So
yeah,
because Colby is an awesome little town, so there is a lot of little things out there.
You're going to kill telephone poles.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not a single telephone pole will cry in the making of this geo-art.
Right.
And we're not going to do it to any power lines. So Texas won't have to worry about power.
There you go.
No windmills either.
That's a good question.
Can I say what the art will be?
You spill the beans on that?
So we can spill the beans a little. We've already spilled the beans. We said that.
Oh, Jinxer's got a credit we can use. So
yeah, we'll just get everybody that has Adventure Lab credits just to put them all right in the middle of Colby, just to freak people out.
Wow, I just logged 17 lab caches in one fell swoop.
That's right.
Will there be any tree climbs? Tom asks. There will not be any tree climbs.
Not for the geo-art.
Not for the geo-art. Now, actually, the whole geo-art could be a tree climb, Memphis.
That's true.
Could be, depending on how you look at that.
Because the geo-art is palm tree. Because, as we said earlier, the Colby is the oasis on the plains. So
Yep.
we will be doing the palm trees for the geo-art.
Love it. Love it. There are, as opposed to Mingo, there are several hotels in the area, and there are some campgrounds for those that are into the campground type thing.
We will have the link up for like we did before, the Thomas County Fairgrounds. Which will actually be prime location now. But we will have prime. The RV and camping there.
Walk outside your RV and you're there, because that's where the event is.
You will be living closest to a mega event ever.
Yes. And more than likely, you'll be very close to the other event that's going on that weekend, which is the maze. So if you want to talk a little bit about the GPS maze.
Yeah.
So I saw the question in the chat room, is the GPS maze still coming? I bet you we could bribe some people from Texas to come back, to come to Kansas.
Probably.
Yes, we are going to have the GPS maze is still scheduled to come. We are still doing it. Currently, still doing it right there at the fairgrounds in the 4-H building.
Yeah.
I say currently because everything's set to change, but we do have bigger places we can move it to if we need to.
Plans.
We have plans. We have plans to control entrance and exits. We have plans for everything. It all depends on what plans we have to implement by the time.
Correct.
So I think you saw the flat Jesse also.
I did. Some things will never go away.
I know where the original printout is. So.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm going to kidnap it when I come to Kansas.
I think I've got one of them. I got a flat Jesse on here somewhere.
I still have the digital version, Jesse.
Hey, it happens. What are you going to do?
But
yeah, so I mean, there's a possibility. We're talking about a tent for it, possibly.
We are not. The very, very last resort would be the maze would be in the tent. We are not looking at putting the maze in the tent. We have bigger locations we can put the maze. The thing is, the maze is set. For those that went to the Texas maze, the maze is set, and this is news to some of the maze people. If we have to do a social distancing type thing, it's how we are going to assist people getting through the maze. I'm just looking for airflow reasons. So
there's ways to control that, like you said. There's ways to make it so that people are staggered going through it.
Yeah, we're looking at staggering. We're also looking at changing how we display some geocoins and stuff like that. I like Owen's idea, just making it a corn maze. But,
that's right.
It's a little early in the year for the corn to be high enough.
That's true.
But yes, we are looking at ways to keep it as safe as possible, to make our health departments happy, and to keep everybody safe. I know the talk's starting to talk about now about the COVID shots. I'm on the list to get the shot. Who knows? I probably won't get it before then, but we don't know what we'll be looking like in May.
No.
Who knows? It could be anything. It could be completely gone by May, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Shredded wheat maze. That's pretty funny. There's a lot of wheat.
Shredded wheat.
A lot of wheat out there. So, for the maze, as far as you know, at this point, the schedule is still. The schedule is obviously always possibly changed, but Friday is open to
our Mingo Amigos.
Mingo Amigos.
I think 80-something people who came out to be Mingo Amigos. Anybody who's a Friends in the Maze when it was originally placed in Texas.
Yep.
And then
the new one.
Any other special guests? I don't know if we have lackeys or anything like that. Any other special guests will be invited for that Friday night.
Right. Then Saturday, it's Currently scheduled 8 to 6, open to the public.
Yep.
Free of charge. And
Everything's free.
then
Except
Sunday,
for the coins. You can buy the coins.
Yeah. Oh, they have coins. Oh yeah, there's a. Which one's that?
That's the Mingo Maze coin.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, the Mingo Maze coin.
Because it's an amazing Mingo.
Oh wow,
the amazing Mingo.
That's funny.
I sign up to get a scheduled time. There's no.
We are
considering it.
Yes, that is one of the options for the control process. A lot of people have put what time they wanted to go into the maze on their will attends, because if you actually read the description on the Mingo maze, it asked when you wanted to go. So we are looking at possibly opening up, of course, first to Mingo Amigos and then sending it out to people who purchase and then putting a notice out. And then I guess the listeners of your show are going to be first to know. But we will be sending it out because, of course, I know that not everybody that became a Mingo Amigo will be able to be there Friday night. So they can go anytime for the weekend.
I love the icon because so many people forget what it was. Because like, what is the GPS maze and why do I care?
And again, it's you can have new people on the.
Yeah, lots of new people probably have never heard of it. Yeah.
So it's scheduled to go out 3 times this year, just as if it was last. But we are, I guess, the first one again this year to have the GPS maze come around. So it'll be there those hours. I know, Cash the Line, I apologize. I can't open the border fast enough.
Yeah, and we are aware that despite everything we want to do, there's some borders that aren't open, right?
And he brings up a good thing.
I would say it's like a fast pass.
Yes, if you're a Mingo Amigo, you will have a fast pass option. We will have a line for Mingo Amigos with one guest, not your whole party.
Yeah.
I can't bring in my whole Flint Hills geocaching group with me.
Or the guy next to you who's not in the Mingo Amigo line, you can't bring those people in. So.
No. Just be fair to other cachers. But I know Cash Line brought up a great point. I know, like I said, sales were open over a year ago and plans has changed. Some borders still have not changed. We are still going to have, for those who bought swag, we're going to have options for it to be mailed. Right. Currently, with talking to people who are packing up the envelopes and everything like that, we're looking at sending out information, or if you want to send an email to the email address we'll put in the show notes. I have to look it back up. That you will not be there if you let us know. Our plans is to send out a message or get everybody send out a sheet for those who won't be there, and we will put those packets in the mail that weekend from Colby.
Well, that's nice.
Because
some people can't.
We're not giving stuff out before the event, but there's no room for you to get as soon as we can get it to you. So that's our plan, is to actually have it in an envelope. If we know that you're not going to be there, it's going to be in an envelope with your name on it, ready to be mailed out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We will discuss it with you for the shipping issues. We don't have the cost for that yet, so we'll be in contact with you.
Yes. Perfect. So
I like that idea that Houston, Texas Dave just brought up about a flat Bruce.
There you go. We could do that.
We'll smuggle him in.
A flat Jeff. Right.
So that's actually a bunch of icons all in one weekend for people that are icon hunters, besides the traditional ones, because you have mega event, community celebration event, and the Mingo Maze. So 3 different event types while you're there. And there's probably another event somewhere possibly as well.
There's a virtual somewhere near Mingo that I've heard of.
There's a
I've heard it's going to be disabled for that weekend.
Okay. I'd be like the one in Georgia, disable it for the weekend of the event.
That's right. I don't want that many emails. But yeah, so for the variety of things, not only is geocaching coming back to real life, you get all kinds of crap that weekend. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Letterbox hybrids there. There's
already one there.
Where I go.
Oh yeah, all the cache types.
Pretty much all the cache types are available.
All the ones that you can place have been or are planned to be placed again or planned to be placed here very soon.
Yeah, there's some grandfathered ones that can't exist, any new ones, but it is what it is, right?
There was some discussion about
that would be on that would have been on the Thursday. Again, we have not been in discussion with the state parks yet. We are looking at doing that one. There will be a cache there by the time of the event.
Right.
Because if there isn't, then this path tag would not make any sense.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Cool. Showing the path tag for
Little Jerusalem,
which is a very cool geological phenomenon south of Colby.
There could be several new Earth caches coming out.
Yes, in that area.
Benchmark, yep. There's a cool benchmark at the courthouse.
Yes.
There's other benchmarks too.
Yeah, there's definitely some benchmarks there.
There is a benchmark there. So, in nearby, there's a gadget cache, which was very famously called into the police. And then, of course, we met with the police while we were there, and they're aware of geocaching.
And I got a phone call. At work one day. Hey, one of them cache things you're talking about, is there one over here? Yes.
What's more important?
Please don't blow it up because Adiolson spent a lot of time on it.
What's more important, Ryan, is we need to know: are you going to put any waymarks out?
Waymarks, yes.
Everybody's holding their breath on this one.
What's the waymark? Oh wait. Waymarkley is supposed to be out by then, so yes.
Yeah, Waymarkley will be out. You're right.
I guarantee you, there's a waymark. haven't looked. I guarantee
there has to be at least 12.
Waymark at Mingo.
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
a McDonald's there, so there has to be a waymark.
There has to be.
I'm going to look it up now. There has to be a waymark at Mingo.
Food trucks?
We are in discussion with the chamber again. She is looking at getting food trucks back out. We did before. COVID hit a lot of food trucks we were looking to have were fairground food trucks.
Right.
So that's the problem. Some of them did not make it through the pandemic. So they're trying to get me a list of which ones can and will be there. Now that we moved most of the events over to the fair, it'd probably be a little bit better for them to come because there'll be people over there most of the weekend. And that's the way I'm telling them. And with the Pizza Ninjas, I don't know if the Travel Bugs can be an Elvis impersonator, but the Travel Bugs will be performing. So,
yeah, we do have music lined up. So no Elvis, but we probably can work that out. Cell phone reception. I never had a problem out there. Have you ever had?
At Mingo, you'll have some issues.
Yeah, Mingo you might, but not in
the actual
Colby.
cache. But in Colby, you won't. Yeah. But of course, you have some services that don't have reception anywhere.
Yeah. One thing too about Mingo to remember, since we've got some people listening, a few that might be going out there, is to remember to be very aware of where you're parking when you're at Mingo.
Yes.
I think we're going to probably block off the poor farmer's wheat field that's next door.
So just for those who are listening and those who are watching, one of the reasons the plaque was placed where it was is because it's a big area to park. Mm-hmm. And I know Gary talked earlier about the fun that we had when we placed the plaque. They use that location as a staging area when they repave concrete in the area. So they keep it nice and flat.
It's county property, by the way. If everybody wondered, Mingo doesn't sit on private property. It sits on county property with permission from the county.
Yes.
And
So you can park over by the plaque. And I know Mingo is only a 1-1, but I think walking 100 feet is still considered a 1-1. So you can just walk over to it, just park over by the plaque and walk over to the cache.
Yeah. Don't park on the poor guy's wheat field, which is.
Please not.
You can park across the street if you want. There's a cache across the street. You can park across the street and walk over.
Yeah, it's not a hard walk. And who wants to be the cacher that gets Mingo archived?
Yeah.
Seriously, you're going to be that guy?
Yeah. But the thing is, too, is just to remember that there might be a lot of people out there, but just, find
just as if you're at a graveyard, consider your location. The farmers out there, that is what their life is. So if you tear up their fields, they will not be happy, and I won't blame them. Just make sure that you respect the area. I know most cachers won't, but there's always a possibility of one. Just if you see somebody, say, hey, it probably won't be a good idea to do that.
And you've actually talked to the farmer that's the nearest to Mingo and his wife, right? And
we've talked to a couple of the farmers out in that area. And for those that don't know, one of the times that is true. One of the times it was archived is not archived. Misplaced is what we'll say.
Yeah.
They think it was because somebody was upset because somebody did donuts in a farmer's field.
Right.
So was it a cacher? Who knows? But with a cache right there, of course, he's going to take the blame. So no matter what you do, just respect what you're doing. And I have not heard what they're planting this year. I know last year it was corn. He likes to rotate it. I would love to see it be a sunflower field this year.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know what he's planting this year. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If you do happen to come through and do Mingo or go down to the church, find that cache, that's really cool. And obviously, there are several in the area right around there. There's a puzzle, right? There's a puzzle across the street. No, I mean across the highway.
No, there is a puzzle cache over there, the Monopoly one, but then there's also Mingo Madness is the name of the cache. It's a DJW House gadget cache.
Oh, cool.
Which in my book is probably one of my top 5 favorited caches.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know Audie's in the show. You're still up there, Audie. I love you.
Yeah,
that one that DJW House did, and me and Audie actually had the privilege to actually sit there and assist in fixing it. For those that watch Gadget Cache Talk, that guy is a genius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we're still hoping to do possibly a gadget display. Was also a possibility that was discussed. I think Bounce is making the trip. I think DJW House will be there. Audie lives nearby. That's another thing. Make a plan if you're going to be in the area and you've got the time. Bounce over to what town is Audie in? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Hayes,
Kansas.
If you're coming I-70, stop in Hayes. Just like the vlogger says about up in North Dakota with the Disney World. I would still in favorite points for Hayes because you'll run out of them there as well.
Yeah, that most definitely.
So this is a good point. So we're talking about a mega, right?
Yeah.
These gadget caches, don't try to do them at off times or have a second plan. Gadget caches are not fun if you're standing around 12 people deep. Come back and do another one. Go back later and do that. There's enough fun stuff in Kansas in that area that you can spread out. Geo-art, it doesn't matter if you're in a line. Gadget caches, you want to do that when there's only a couple people there so you can enjoy it. You don't want to be handed the container down the line. You want to spread out. When you see that, just move on to the next one. There's tons of them out there. So that's very good advice from Owen. So spread out, playing your, there's so many caches to find in this area, just like there is in any mega, right? But you have a lot of creative cachers in this area, so spread it out some and have fun and, really enjoy it.
Yes, most definitely. That's a great point. There are, and we always talk about, we joke about, Colby being in the middle of nowhere. It's actually there. There's several hotels. There's restaurants. There's, a Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things there. So I mean, don't feel like you're gonna, you know, you are, there are less things than you normally would have in a large city. It's not a large city, but they are fully on board with geocaching. They have their own geocaches. There's caches that, or at least maybe not have their own, but they
put Audie the Ocean to work on a lot of caches.
Yeah, I mean, there are caches. Audie's put stuff out at the tourist bureau. He's put one at the library. They're all over, and so they've been. There are some good restaurants in Colby. Most definitely.
We'll put a list back out again, pandemic style. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it this way. I don't know which ones have survived the pandemic.
Yeah, I really hope that one place we ate at, the homemade, sort of like a home cooking place. Remember that one?
Yeah, the one across from the Oasis. I can't think of the name right now.
Yeah, across from the Oasis is great. Yep, there is a patron event where
Glory may remember the name of it. She's better memory than I got.
Yeah, there will be a patron event.
Absolutely.
Still on the books. We have a place, but again, we'll let everybody know if that place is still available. Okay, so Audie thinks they're still open. So that's great.
I believe so too. The owner of that one does own a couple places there, so I'm almost sure that's open. But again,
people are wondering, there's actually a Starbucks in Colby, so it's civilization. So
yeah,
just a small civilization.
Lots of stuff packed into one long weekend.
Yeah,
lots of stuff to do.
A lot of caches. You will not run out.
No, by any means.
That's our goal. Our goal is
of icons too.
Run out.
A lot of icons. So it's a great time. And again, what could be a better, really, what could be a better location than, out kind of away from everything right now? I mean, that's a big bonus. That's the opposite of the, not Gambino's. Yeah, that one's not good.
But even more important, I think, than there's going to be tons of caches. You can get all the icons. There's events and everything else, and concerts and gadgets. But we're kind of glossing over it, but we're going to go ahead and say it. The best part of the whole thing, cachers are there. All these people we haven't seen in forever, and we're going to get to see them again. And you can still stay several feet apart from them and do all this other stuff, but you're actually going to get to see real life cachers again. So,
and just, I know people want to know the answer, but don't want to hear it. We will put out what the latest restrictions are. We may only see that much of somebody, but that much is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like them. I don't like the masks, but if I can have a mega event, we're still going to be. I'll see your eyes. I'll still see you smile through your eyes. So that's our goal: is to make everybody happy. Come out and cache, celebrate Mingo that's been around forever.
Coming up on 21 years, it's going to be.
Definitely, it's not the most fondest geocache, but it's been around the longest by the cacher that placed it and the love of others. So
it's always the first cache to have a birthday that's active.
That's right.
That's true.
It'll be the first cache to be 21 years old. There's others that are year one. Now it'll be year 21 in a sense because it'll be 21. But it's the first year one that's still out there. So, make plans. It's not a bad drive. You can. There you go. Kunabuz's got a geocaching mask. He's good. You can catch
There's
a
a
lot
possibility of Mingo ones.
if you make the
Yeah, there
drive.
you go.
You can get a lot of counties on the road there. If you fly, you could fly to Denver, and then how far, Jesse, could you go from Denver to Colby? Do you think roughly?
It's a few hours. Let me see. I'll look it up real quick. But
Okay.
that would be DIA would be your biggest airport on the west side coming in.
Yeah, Denver would be your biggest from the west. Kansas City is your biggest from the east. Oklahoma City was one that some people were flying into. And
Oklahoma City's not bad. Yep, that's not a bad little. I drive from East Texas to Colby in a day. It's not that bad. Oh, Audie says 3.5 hours. So
Yeah.
now you do have to remember you're crossing, right? You're going from Mountain Time to Central Time.
Yes, the first county in Kansas is in Mountain Time.
Mountain Time, which
so
is kind of
Mount
weird.
Sunflower, if you're going out to Mount Sunflower, is an hour different.
Right. So
don't forget.
It's kind of odd. Yeah. So if there's an event at Mount Sunflower, just know the time. Just make sure you figure out the time.
The mountain is so high that it has its own time zone. So you switch over time zones.
It's in mountain time zone.
It's in mountain time zone.
And we're about to wrap up, but you can't miss also, it's the only place in the world I know of where you can go see Wheat Jesus. Wheat Jesus. Which you got to look up Wheat Jesus on your own. It's the craziest thing in the world, but it's
we did not make a path tag of it. Sorry.
It's Colby. Not Sweet Jesus, Wheat Jesus. And with that, I think we're going to wrap up. Okay, final thoughts, you guys.
I would say, we all know that we had to delay a lot of things, but Mingo's turning 21. It's a different birthday. It's going to be fun. There's tons of things to do out there. And we'll follow all the guidelines. We'll push all the information out as the world changes every 5 minutes nowadays. But this is what we've been wanting. We've been wanting events to start back. This is a huge splash event to go to. And what more can you get? This is about as socially distanced you can get in the middle of, Colby, Kansas. It's not like there's a skyscraper out there, right? So there's not a bunch of hotels, lining up the block. It's distant. We can go and enjoy this event and not have to worry about being shoulder to shoulder and actually get back to real life again.
So Ryan,
I would agree with Jesse. Your per capita cashers to population will probably be the highest you've ever been at a mega event. Because if we bring in the numbers that we're looking at bringing in, we'll probably have a good percentage of what the total population is. But definitely stay abreast to the Facebook page. I know we've been quiet for a while because I don't like putting information out. I've been this way for all my events and throughout the whole time. I don't like putting information out I don't know is for sure. And if it comes to pandemic, nobody is for sure. So we will definitely have an event. How it's going to take place will be as painful or at least painful as we can make it. I'm hoping that you'll never remember it's a pandemic. So come out, enjoy it. Hotels, all of them should know it. There is one that's going through a renovation, but it's not on our website. But come out, enjoy it, and just remember that it's put on by volunteers, and we're doing everything we can to do to make it fun and memorable. So if you have any questions, send an email to us. You can message the cash page or send an email to Mingo2020@gmail. I believe is the account. I'll verify before Gary's done.
Yeah, double check that if you would for me, my friend. And
it's Mingo Madness 2020@gmail.
Mingo Madness 2020@gmail. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Hit the like button if you like this. We do show every Sunday. We have What was the perk? I missed it.
Here's the perk.
You can meet me. Jinx will be there.
Jinx will be there. So now everybody's coming.
I still have a bunch of 2020 path tags. Come see me.
There you go. Everybody's going to be so happy to actually see Cachers again. She's
the voice of this book, by the way.
She is indeed.
She narrated? No, that's a weird. That's a hot word.
I don't think that's right.
Narration.
That's why she's the voice of it, and you're not. By the way,
that's why I didn't do it. She did it. She's the audio version of this book.
I didn't know it was on audio.
Yeah, it's on audio. So thank you.
Maybe we can have one of those like author live reading things where she reads the book in front of people. We'll put her on the spot, right? Make her really nervous, right?
So do I need to have her sign my book also?
You do. That's exactly right. Narration.
Narrated.
No, okay, we're done. All right, thanks everybody. Tuesday will be Gadget Talk. All the schedule for all of the 5 podcasts are out on the website, so you can always figure out what night is which podcast. So with that, let's wrap up.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.
There you go. Good night, everybody.